What's up guys, Jamie Bunn, Fish Bluewater. Thanks for joining us for another video. We are down here in the Florida Keys in Marathon, and one of my absolute favorite things to do in the world is bottom fishing. And we're just now about 5 days in front of the full moon in July, which is typically fantastic bottom fishing, particularly for muttons on the spawn. So we've got some fresh dead goggle eyes here. They were live actually on the way down, and we won't talk about that, but a good thing is mutton snapper love a fresh butterfly gog. So we're gonna get these rods rigged up. Stay tuned and hopefully we'll show you guys some good action. All right, so we just had a bite on the bottom. I think it was a toothy fish we got cut off. But I'm gonna show you guys real quick how we rig the standard butterfly gog, which is one of my favorite baits for mutton fishing. So, just take your little bait knife, go right up the dorsal, down the backbone of the fish, about halfway. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Like that. Take the, where you cut it, like that. And the reason they call it a butterfly, see how it flaps like that? You get it in the current like that, it really almost looks alive. So you got the scent of a dead bait, plus the action of a live bait. Hard to resist. I go out the bottom of the jaw, top flip, just like that. Got about a 30-foot leader. Keep it away from the bait, and also so that by the time the fish actually feels anything related to the weight, we've already got him hooked. We just gotta get him off the bottom. I throw the lead like that just to keep it away from the bait as we're dropping it down. So see if we can get a bite. Shark again. I guess that means it's time to go anchor on another spot. Not very big, but I think it's a button. Oh, it turned into something else now. I spoke too soon. Woo! Yeah, boys! That's what we came for. Not a bad one. Probably a 5-pounder. Great eater. Look at that. I'm gonna need a pair of pliers, but circle hook. Did its job. And we're on our way to a nice little mutton snapper meal. 100 feet of water. A little off the numbers where we were before. We came off the anchor, decided to make a drift. So should we stick it out for a minute now?
Oh, I think we need another pass.
All right, let's go. All right, well, we'll see. We moved out to this deeper spot. Riley says he's tight. It doesn't look like it's really got...
It doesn't feel very big, but I know there's some on it.
Let's see. I think we may have had a premature rod holder removal. There is not looking to be anything there. An awful lot like a bait to me, bud.
Oh!
Oh!
Look at that!
Riley's got his mutton. Almost came off.
Nicely done.
Nice, just as the sun's setting. Not a huge fish. But
Keeper
we'll
though.
take it. Let's get that thing back down. 160 feet of water. 160 feet of water. Marathon. Fishing off of a wreck in the sand. And we got another fish for dinner. Definitely a keeper. Yep. All right, so that's a wrap on our marathon afternoon mutton trip. Certainly not setting any records for quantity thus far on the trip, but we did manage to catch 2 muttons. Nice one here, about 5 pounds, and this one here is just above legal. But we're gonna fillet these up tomorrow. I'm gonna let them sit on ice and rest a little bit longer so the meat gets nice and cold and easy to fillet. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And next up, we're gonna take a crack at some yellowtail fishing. See you soon. All right, guys, so we're back at the dock. It's actually the day after we caught those muttons. And I thought before we wrap this video up, we could just go through a little fillet session with you guys. Kind of the same thing in terms of filleting fish. That's most important is just making sure you've got a really sharp knife, especially for these mutton snappers. They're delicious to eat, as most of your snappers are in scaled baits, but they have a really tough skin. So if your knife's not sharp, you're gonna struggle to get through the fish. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right down behind the gill plate of the snapper. One of the things I like to do with these fish, they're a little bit smaller, I can get right up on the top of that rib cage. And now that I've cut behind the gill plate, I can just fillet my way down the back of that fish like so. This is a brand new Bubba knife, so it's nice and sharp. See how clean we came down that backbone there. Now I'm just gonna take that knife. I'm gonna go right down the skin. Once again, always better to fillet the skin off so you get a nice clean cut. We can cut that like so. Try not to get the boat too dirty. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Come right back down behind the gill plate. Kind of let my knife just ride up. They've got a real hard breastbone there in the actual fish, so you want to stay on top of that and then just ride right down the backbone like so. Go right under the meat along the edge of the skin. There we go. Got a nice looking clean fillet there. Let's see if we can see. One of the things that's cool too when you're filleting fish, if you've never done this before, probably do it on the other guy who's a little bit bigger than this. I love to look at this inside the stomach contents of the fish just to see what they've been eating, because it can tell, their diet can tell you a lot about what you should be maybe trying to present to them. This guy was hungry, not a lot in his stomach, so nothing to show there, but we'll see on one of the next ones what we've got. All right, so next up, I've got actually a larger mutton snapper here. This guy's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5 pounds. He's gonna be a good eating fish, but I'm gonna change it up for this particular fish that I'm gonna fillet. I'm actually playing around with a new Bubba Blade knife set that I got. It has actually interchangeable blades, which I think is really, really cool. And one of the interchangeable blades that comes with it is this 9-inch serrated flex knife. And I've never actually filleted a mutton with one of these before, but you just push it in, the other blade comes out. And as I said before, these mutton snappers have really tough skin. So I'm gonna give it a shot with this serrated knife just to see how it does on it. Down the back like so. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come under the belly with this, but I think that other smoother blade is gonna work probably better for me on the actual meat. Let's see how this does. We're pretty much there. So that got through that actually pretty easily. But what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna change it out, swap it for this smooth blade, which is gonna be a lot easier to get right under the skin. I mean, this thing is going through here just like butter. Mr. Pelican's looking for a free hand out there whenever I can offer it to him. You're on the wrong side, dude. All right, let's do it again. Swap out for that serrated knife. Very cool feature. Come right down the back of that fish, like so. Come across like so. Clean that up. Now I'm just going to come across the back of the neck. There we go. Now I just gotta get on top of that bone right there. There we go. Like that. Slide that out. Down the fillet we go. And so the last thing that I really have left to do here is I'm going to take the rib cage out. It's on the bottom side of that fillet. And then on the back side of these fillets, you can see that blood line. We want to get that out of there, so we've just got a nice clean piece of white meat. Plus that's where all the bone is. I can cut that right here. Got one nice fillet, two nice fillets. Same thing. Through that backbone. Take out that bloodline. Oh, missed the pelican. Again, guys, I can't stress enough how important it is to just really have a sharp knife. You could be the most seasoned and talented filleter in the world, but if your knife is not sharp, no bueno. All right, got ourselves a nice little pile of white meat there. I got several other mangrove snappers that we're gonna do as well to add to this. And maybe as a next step, whether it's in this video or the next, we'll do a how-to on the cooking side with some nice white fish like this snapper. So hope you guys enjoyed a little bottom fishing excursion with us. If there's anything that you have some more questions on, make sure you hit us up with any questions in the comment section of the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you for the next Fish Blue Water video.